Hey everybody, it's Paul. We're back at the farm and haven't been here for a few weeks. Last time we were here, it did rain a little bit, but it's been still a very dry year, and just wanted to see how all the trees are doing. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to look at some drought-tolerant trees that can handle dry weather a little bit better. Here, just before we start though, look at this. This is, I don't think I've ever seen the dirt. There's giant cracks in it. You stick your hand down in there. There's something growing on its own. I don't know what this tree is. When they cut the weeds here, they're pretty good at leaving any just naturally growing trees they find. So actually there's quite a few now starting to grow up that they've just let grow on their own, but I don't know a lot of the species. Let's take a look first at, let's start with this one. So this won't be an exhaustive list of trees. There's lots of drought tolerant trees in the Philippines, but some we can show you here. This one I know doesn't look extremely healthy, but this is tindalo. So I've read this can handle dry weather, at least for a little more extended time than some other species. Kind of interesting how these leaves are coming out there. And then just on the other side here, a pretty famous tree in the Philippines. This is molave. Also can handle dry weather, very resilient tree. In fact, the molave seem like they've been growing pretty well when this weather's dry. So maybe that's just all in my head, but it seems like they're doing really well. What else do we have here? You can check out some of the narra trees. Narra is also very drought resistant. These are doing really well. Almost all of the narra now are getting very tall. Here's another one. National tree of the Philippines, very nice flowers. Nice wood. Here's another one that can handle drought. This is Ipil. And just notice these Ipil, if you look at this, it looks like they're getting buds on it. So maybe if we're lucky, we'll have some seeds from these this year. These are not quite 3 years old, so it'd be nice if they're already making seeds. Another narra. Kalantas is another tree I've read does well in dry weather. We had to have one of them die back there, but most of them are still looking fairly healthy. Yeah. So yeah, actually this area is starting to get a decent amount of shade already. So it's also not quite 3 years old. I don't have my calipers with me, but it's grown quite a bit. It is still, I don't know how all this gnarly section's gonna do. Like it's some kind of insect that's kind of damages the branches and then they grow up again, but I guess we'll see how they do. Keep walking over here. Okay, I'm back. I guess it got too hot. The camera overheated and shut down. So one thing I wanted to point out though, this is another Ipil tree. Also has some, looks like the beginnings of some blossoms on it there. Actually quite a few on this one. But one thing I wanted to point out is that just because a tree is drought tolerant, it's not going to be invincible. So almost anything that you plant in the middle of the dry season under the scorching heat isn't going to make it. Even if you water it, if it's too hot, it's going to be tough on those trees to survive. It's not necessarily impossible, but you have to take that into consideration. So you want to set your trees up for success. So some things we did: plant during the rainy season. When we did that, we had almost zero shock for the seedlings. They almost no wilting or anything. They in really high survival rate. That way they can get established, grow some roots down before the dry season occurs. We also inoculated the trees with mycorrhizal fungi. We got 2 different types from UPLB, Mycogrow and Mycovam. And what mycorrhizal fungi does is it helps the trees absorb nutrients for one thing, but it also helps the trees to absorb water too. It forms a symbiotic relationship with the tree and attaches itself to the roots, and it seems like it's been pretty successful so far, and it's just a one-time inoculation too, so something you might consider looking into. But we have a lot of species here that can handle the heat, especially up at the top of this hill. We wanted things that could actually handle that while it's first getting established. Okay, the phone overheated again, so I'll keep this kind of short. Anyway, the general idea is set your trees up for success. Plant them at a time when it's not going to be too stressful, so that they can get some strength when times are more stressful. But while I was walking, I saw this. I just wanted to point this out too. This is I'm sure I won't say this properly, but akleng parang forest siris. This is a really nice lumber tree, and it's pretty common in this area. It just grows on its own, but it can handle dry weather very well too. So that's another tree to consider if you're thinking about planting trees. But one good tip though, things are going to be different no matter where you're at. You're going to experience different weather conditions throughout the life of your trees. So it's also good to just plant a big variety of trees. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and that way too you have nice biodiversity. When they grow up, you don't just have a monoculture of one type of tree. So just so the phone doesn't die again, I'll just go ahead and say thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you later.